George Bailey here with Choose the Nickel with my friend Wyatt Swartz, who's a financial advisor. Wyatt was watching Wall Street in the 7th grade and had the following experience.
Well, first of all, the movie's great from an entertainment value, but like everything in Hollywood, it basically gets all the details wrong and sensationalizes them greatly. So while I was entertained, it's, down the road in college and taking microeconomic and macroeconomic classes, and then eventually self-study and becoming a financial advisor, I realized that this so-called genius of Wall Street was getting fundamentals wrong within the movie.
Yeah, typical Hollywood. Come on,
Exactly. So Gordon Gekko, the antagonist of the movie, he's talking to Bud Fox and he's saying, nothing is created. It's a zero-sum game. There's either a winner or a loser on every transaction. And that is just so fundamentally wrong. And it's something that I try to get across to all my clients and to every investor, is that the pie, the economic pie, isn't fixed. And for me to have a bigger slice of that pie, you don't have to have a smaller slice. There's not a winner and loser to every transaction. In fact, the pie has been growing and continues to grow. And it's grown more over the last few hundred years with the capitalist revolution that we've seen, and it will continue to. And yet we keep on teaching our kids that it's a zero-sum game.
Exactly. Or at least, I've seen that taught before, and it should not. Like when I go to the store and I buy apples for $3, I am not losing. I'm getting what I came for, and they're getting what they, it's a win-win situation.
Exactly. You're the buyer in that scenario, they're the seller, but you're equally getting value there. Yeah. And we need to be, we should really be teaching our children that investing is a positive thing. It's providing capital to those who want to take that and create something better, create products, create services, and expand at a faster rate than they otherwise would be without access to that capital.
Absolutely.
And really what we see is that the economy, the world economy, has continued to expand and will continue to expand over long-term periods, and that ultimately will be reflected in the growth of stocks.
One last thing, and that is that you were telling me that you and your wife just went out and you bought a wonderful television at a great price, a few $100s, that you would have spent thousands of dollars on 30 years ago.
So a perfect example of how capitalism and growth of economies has benefited everyone, and it's improved our standard of living. My wife and I, who are, I'll say comfortably middle class people, were able on Black Friday to go out and buy a TV that would have been thousands and thousands of dollars 20, 30 years ago. And this is of a higher quality.
And it would have been enormous and had those big tubes in it.
That's
it would
exactly
have been rocking, okay? I still want one of those, but go ahead.
So we were able to go out and buy that, and that is really a perfect just microcosm, an anecdotal example, if you will, of how the world continues to push forward and capitalism continues to create more and more wealth out there, and it's reflected in our daily lives in a positive way. That expansion, the fact that it's not a zero-sum game, in fact, the pie keeps getting bigger and bigger, and all of our shares can get bigger and bigger over time.
Wyatt, that's a pretty rockin' idea to perpetuate to our children. Please do so. Please like Choose the Nickel on Facebook, and please subscribe to the Choose the Nickel channel on YouTube. Thank you very much for your time, Wyatt.
Thank you, George.